Hi, today we're on board Memento Amori with the crew, and we're going to find out what makes them special on charter with these series of questions. So, if you guys can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Adriana, the captain.
And I'm Chef Justin Melton.
Great. So, how'd you guys get into chartering down here?
I would say I grew up in Puerto Rico, just next door to us, and have always been in the water. Went to Florida to college and got into serving there, and just the combination of both and my passion for sailing being brought up by my dad just made complete sense for me to go into this industry.
Yeah, and I grew up over in Florida. I also grew up on the coastline, just in and out of the water, surfing, swimming, fishing, and slowly made my way down to the Keys where I first started working on boats. Aside from that, service industry wise, I worked in restaurants for about 10 plus years, as well as managing fine dining, catering, and kind of always been in the service industry. She actually invited me over here, and I ended up getting my STCW, which allows me to work on vessels, and from there gravitated over to Paradise Yacht Management, and we've just been here since.
Awesome. Sounds great. So, what would be your favorite charter memory that you can think of?
I would say a couple of months ago we were leaving Water Island, and as soon as we put sails up, there's a whale briefing, and
Just a blow spout
Yeah.
that came up out the distance.
right afterwards we see her right behind us, and it was just like an amazing experience for everybody on board to just see such an amazing creature come up on the first day. So
Yeah,
it's very
definitely.
exciting.
A lot of people don't think there's whales down here, but they come down here in the wintertime around March or February or so, April.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we were pretty blessed to see one.
So cool. How about you?
I really enjoy the snorkeling down here. The water is just turquoise, crystal clear blue on a good wind day. And there's a little spot over here called the Indians, which are just three pillars in the middle of this little harbor. And you can go just see colorful reef and little caves to snorkel through, and just a lot of colorful fish and things. And
Yeah.
for people that aren't used to this area, it's just a blessing.
Absolutely. Awesome. So, when you're not on charter in the off season during the summer, what do you guys like to do?
I go sailing with my dad. It's pretty much all I do, honestly.
Yeah.
It's more than just a passion. It's just a lifestyle that I've chosen for.
Mhm.
for
Yeah, most of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then the off season, we share home in Puerto Rico. So while she's off sailing, I'm also exploring the coastline, and I like to garden and things as well. So we help out little farms in the area.
So cool. So what would you say your best vacation would be, and what made it special to you guys?
Most of my vacations usually are geared towards water, so I usually end up on the coastline. But one of my fondest memories was I got the opportunity to be down in Peru for a little while, and we're just going up and down the coast and just really enjoying the local life and local food and cuisine. Like down in Peru, Lima is known for its cuisine,
Mhm.
and so me being from a culinary background, I'm like looking what the grandma's doing in the kitchen and trying to pick up little things, this and that, and
Right.
it's really refreshing.
Very cool.
I would say mine was I went to Little Washington and did some farming for about 5 weeks. Got to work in a place that does all the agriculture for a Michelin star restaurant, and got to see that whole process go through and work in orchard that does truffles and all that. So pretty awesome experience.
Very cool. Where was that? What state was
Little
it?
Washington, Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Very cool. So bringing it back to the Virgin Islands, what would you say your favorite anchorage is?
I would say when you pull up to the baths, just getting there and seeing all that rock formation, just be there, and then swim, like taking the dinghy over and swimming in and being in the Devil's Cave, which is like insane by itself,
Yeah.
and then going into the baths and seeing all that inside. It's right out of a book, pretty much.
Yeah, it's out of this world over there.
Yeah.
So cool. What would you say your favorite anchorage or?
I don't know if I have a favorite anchorage, but there's definitely a couple little coasts around here that are kind of off the beaten path, that if you're looking for a little seclusion or a little quieter area, it's nice to just wake up and not really hear anything but the birds and the water, and
Right.
just very tranquil.
Yeah, a lot of tranquility. Very cool. So, on charter, do you guys have any special or unique skills that you like to do with guests that stand you guys out?
I've been out in and out the islands for as long as I can remember. So there's just a lot of little spots that I just would know and off the beaten spot that they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did ocean rescue growing up, and then worked for the fire department in Florida. I like to have fun, but I like to put safety first as well.
Yeah.
So just kind of intertwining those two, make sure everyone has a fun but safe experience.
Yeah.
Makes everything go by a little easier.
That's the goal. Awesome. So now, Justin, let's talk about some of your food. What would you say your favorite dish is, and what influences your cooking style?
So down here in the islands, fresh fish is key one. It's paramount. So having the availability of local fishermen and bringing that to the table. A dish I like to prepare for people. We live down in the Bahamas for a little bit. It's called abaco fish. So it's just fresh fish, pan seared, and a little panko. Do like a little rum deglaze, and then usually put that over coconut rice and some black beans, Cajun style. So like little Creole, little Southern cooking kind of vibe. I started cooking with my grandma down in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and it's just real soul food and like real Southern comfort, but also my professional life was more French, so I like to blend the two together, have a little flair there.
Very cool. Sounds delicious. Well, that's all we have today. If there's anything else you want to experience with them on Memento Amori, come on down to Virgin Islands, and we'll be happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having us.